The Committee on Parole is reconvening at 9:59 a.m. and we are at Hartwell Detention Center. With the offender, first of all, with the staff at Hartwell, please introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. My name is Lieutenant Tatum, Head of Transportation.
Thank you, Lieutenant Tatum. It's nice to hear your voice. With the offender, please state your full name and your Department of Corrections ID.
Blake Starkey, 380337.
Thank you, Mrs. Starkey. My name is Al Shea. To my left is Mrs. Bonnie Jackson. To my right is Mr. Pete Freeman. We'll propose your parole panel this morning. Mrs. Starkey, let me explain the process to you. I will read some information into the record to verify that information. Then we'll give Lieutenant Tatum a chance to make comments if he wishes. And we have with us Ms. Cheryl Patterson. Ms. Patterson is the victim. She does not want to make a statement other than she makes a note that she is not opposed to his release. Okay?
Yes, sir.
He wanted you to know that.
Okay.
Then at the very end, before we vote, we will allow you to make a brief statement on why we should release you early, okay?
Okay.
Mrs. Starkey, you are a fourth felony offender. You're currently, what, 56 years old?
Yes, sir.
And your offenses are first-degree vehicular injury, and you were sentenced on May 15th, 2019, and you were sentenced to 5 years at DOC with 355 days of jail credit. We also convicted of vehicular homicide, and he was sentenced on the same day, May 15, 2019. You received a 20-year sentence to run concurrent with a 5-year sentence and receive 355 days of jail credit. Your total sentence is 20 years. Your parole date is May 25th, 2023. Your adjusted good time date, July 14th, 2024. And your vote time date is May 25th, 2038. Is all this information correct?
Yes, sir. Best of my, yes.
Your case has been assigned to Mr. Freeman. Would you please answer Mr. Freeman's questions?
Okay, Mr. Starkey, what is your educational level?
I've got a GED and I did a semester of college.
Okay. You get your GED from prison or you got it while you was on the streets?
No, sir. I got it when I was younger. I got it on the streets.
How many years have you served on this charge?
5 years.
5 years, okay. Mr. Starkey, it's quite obviously you have a drinking problem. How many DWIs would you say you've been arrested for?
4.
Okay. Have you ever received any treatment for alcohol?
Yes, sir.
Where did you receive this treatment?
I've received treatment at Fountain Blue and at Responsibility House, Oxford Houses, several places.
Okay. Have you done any treatment since you've been in prison?
I've taken some risk. I've taken risk management class, and I've taken anger management class. Also, I've taken victims impact and money management.
Okay, what did you learn from victim impact?
I learned from I saw the situation from the other point, from the victim's point of view, and you know, it was an eye-opening thing.
Okay, tell me what that point of view would be.
Well, it's how everything has been, you know, everything has been taken from it. Well, not everything, but it's been taken from them. But their lives was disrupted due to the negligence of someone else.
Well, I mean, one of their lives was taken, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you crossed 3 lanes of travel when you hit these 2 cars head on. Looking at adult record, I mean, you got probation parole in 96, closed due to full term. That was driving while intoxicated, 3rd. Had some drug charges, hydrocodone, heroin, alphaprozone. That was in 2001. That one was closed unsatisfactorily. The DA is opposed. As Mr. Roche stated, the victim is unopposed because she says her mother would have forgiven you. Sheriff Gotro is opposed. Murphy Powell, our chief of police, is opposed. Your mother is unopposed. And she's hoping that you get out. What's gonna be your transition plan if you get out? Where you gonna live?
I'm going down to New Orleans. I was sober down in New Orleans for several years. I'm going to New Orleans. Public transportation is more available. I have good work contacts down there. And so I have a friend that works for Oxford House, and I must stay with him until I can get on into either Oxford House or my own apartment.
Okay, what's gonna be your sobriety plan? How you gonna stay sober?
I'm gonna become a part of it back. Well, I'm gonna get back with AA. I have quite a few sober friends down there. That was, you know, my support group is down in New Orleans. You ever had drug problems? I saw that drug arrest. Yes.
Okay, and treatment for that also?
Well, the treatments I've had were for drugs.
Your needs are high. Your risk is low. And you've served 5 years of a 20-year sentence. Warden, do you have anything to say about Mr. Starkey? I see he has 0 write-ups and no disciplinary action. Is he been a good prisoner?
Yes, excuse me. Yeah, this is Lieutenant Tatum. Yes, sir, he has. He's gotten here May of 2019. And until last month, I really didn't know he was here. And he's been a trustee for almost a year. So he's been out there, kept out of the way of the officers and everything's done what he was supposed to do.
Thank you. I have a question.
Ms. Jackson,
Yes, Mr. Starkey, before you all came on camera, I heard a discussion that you were having with one of the guards where you indicated I had been your judge. Is that what you said?
I'm thinking so. Yes, ma'am.
Well, it was actually Judge Crafassi that handled the charge that you're serving time for. Did I handle a previous 3rd offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I think so. Were you a Baton Rouge judge?
I was.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, do you have any objections to me hearing your case? I don't have any specific recollection of the facts of your case or anything about you in particular. I just noted that you did have some prior third offense DWI cases. And
No, ma'am, I don't have a problem with, him.
Mr. Starkey, given your history of drinking and driving, and you know, it finally came to the point that you were involved in this accident where you hit a vehicle head on, and one of the victims died.
Yes, ma'am.
You got a 20-year sentence, but you've only served 5 years of that. What has been your longest period of sobriety?
I've had about 2.5 years at one time.
And what caused you to go back to drinking or drugs, whatever you are? What caused you to go back?
It was it's hard. I really, can't explain it. It was, I guess it would be boredom, would be the, and the fact of being a responsible citizen was kind of overwhelming at the time. And as sad as that, that was it.
Now tell me what kind of substance abuse treatment you completed during incarceration.
During my incarceration,
Have you gone to any kind of substance abuse programs?
I've taken some classes. I've taken a risk management class. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that was specifically for substance abuse?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, part of that is to help you understand your behavior and what triggers you and what causes you to continue in your addiction. And when I asked you, you said you really don't know why. And then you say boredom. Well, that doesn't give me a whole lot of,
Yes, ma'am.
it's,
Miss
I don't get-
Miss
Go ahead.
Jackson, this whole thing, my addiction has cost me so much, not only myself, but society and everyone around me, even poor innocent people on the road. And I've been abusing drugs for quite some time. And I mean, it's run its course. I can't even imagine going back to using drugs and alcohol, or drugs, period. Alcohol really wasn't much of my problem.
Well,
But I mean, it's all of it's a problem.
we had a person that got parole from a life sentence, had been an NA and AA in the prison for years, and even a facilitator of programs, and got out and within very short order picked up 2 DWI arrests and convictions.
Well, I'll never drive again. I'm not gonna get, I'm never gonna, I don't want to get behind the wheel of the car. I really don't. And I realize it's not getting behind, it's not the car that did it. I realize that. And it's just, like I say, I can't even imagine using drugs again. Not after what I've gone through. And this is just, and not what I've caused, not just what I've gone through, but what the pain and suffering that I've caused others. And I don't.
Well, give me the concrete steps that you're gonna take so that doesn't happen. You may not have it in your mind to do it, but you know how addiction is. You know how addiction is.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, I definitely know how addiction is. I'm going to move, if I get released, I'm gonna go to my friend Jeremy's house, stay there until I'm gonna reconnect with the people that I've worked with. As far as my sobriety, as far as
Places on the face of the earth to go to. New Orleans. You know, is not some.
I've had better sobriety.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I've,
You've had sobriety in New Orleans.
I've had good sobriety in New Orleans. I have good sober friends in New Orleans.
So why'd you move away from them?
Ma'am,
Why did you move away from them?
I had some property. I was still working down there. And I fell off the wagon. I went back to the country.
All right, well, thank you. That's all I have, Mr. Sharp. Thank you for talking.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. Mrs. Starkey, would you like to make a statement?
Yes, sir. I caused a horrible thing, and due to my addiction. I mean, I'll take full responsibility for what I've done. And I just hope y'all give me the chance to make things right.
Thank you, Mrs. Starkey. Is the panel ready to vote?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Freeman?
Okay, Mr. Starkey, one thing I noticed, you never mentioned Vic. I thought maybe you would at least mention it in your closing. You said you disrupted lives. You never did say that you took a life. But the bottom problem is your addictions. And you've only served 5 years of a 20-year sentence. I do not think that's enough time. I recommend you try to get into a long-term substance abuse facility before next year when you're gonna get out, no matter what. And my vote today is to.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Ms. Jackson?
Likewise, Mr. Starkey, you have a good time date of July 14th of next year, a little over a year. I just don't think you're ready. I think you need some more programming, so my vote also is to deny.
Mr. Starkey, you have received 2 votes to deny your request. I agree with my colleagues this morning. You need additional program. You need to write DOC, talk with your classification officer, see if you can get into a substance abuse treatment program, not education. You need a substance abuse treatment program, and before your release date in July 2024. You have received 3 votes to deny. Your request has been denied. You have a good day.
Okay.